We are naturally storytellers. I think we tend to freeze up when it comes to intentional storytelling. So I want to encourage you that you are already a storyteller. You have consumed thousands of stories in the shape of books and movies, maybe podcasts and conversations. So it's about tuning your antenna to recognize when somebody shares a story that you might want to share. Next time that you hear or read a story that resonates with you, capture it. Tell it 2 or 3 times and it'll go into your long-term memory. Or even better, create a hashtag and put it into some kind of a note-taking software so that next time that you're invited to speak on a certain topic, or you know you're going to have to meet a new group, then open your story bank and pick 2 or 3 stories that you know will inspire and bless that particular group.
I think the bottom line is all of us want a number of tools in our tool belt. Orality is not a silver bullet. It shouldn't be hyped too much. But I think anybody that's a missionary, a cross-cultural worker, he needs the ability to take God's word, particularly the narrative sections of it, to understand the felt needs of his people group, and then work on stories to have them in their heart pocket and able to connect with those felt needs.
We are getting a generation with the full onset of the digital age that is not your traditionally literate culture. Your traditionally literate generation. I feel like they are integrating naturally again, going back to the whole idea that we're human, so I have a tendency to love stories and listen to them. They are literally educated, but they also have a digital aspect, which is a different form, I will say, a medium of orality, and you're not going to get the same kind of generation that communicates in the same way, which again is some of the generational tension that many of us are feeling in our homes and our communities. And so orality may be a great tool for us to reach, engage, empower, and unleash the rising generations for the work that they will have to do. I firmly believe that this rising generation is the one, simply because of the sovereignty of God, that God has called to take the church into the 22nd century.
As more experienced leaders, we tend to share our successes and our mistakes and those of other people through stories. So they're a great way of transferring knowledge. They're also a way of bonding, of being authentic, giving permission to share where people are at, or inviting stories again. I advise organizations to create a story bank, which is a curated collection of stories that deliver the points that they want to make. So if you want to move the culture in a certain direction, or you want to equip people with a certain skill set, then look out for stories, tell stories, and create stories that model the kind of behavior that you want to see more of.
My general observation with the younger generation, myself included, is that we have these phones where the verses just pop up, and we have these Bibles, especially in the West. We have freedom of religion, many locations. We have the Bible. So it's almost like we don't need to memorize, but you kind of do, because you need to internalize a word. So we've become lazy in some sense because of all the tools and gadgets out there. My grandmother knew the Bible like cover to cover. It's astounding. I dare say that some pastors who graduate from seminary don't know the word-for-word Bible in that way, that an older generation who didn't have the tools that we have were able to internalize it because they had to. You go to countries where the Bible is illegal, they have to internalize it. And that becomes the strength with which they can persevere the persecution that they're under. And so that to me is like, maybe we've lost something, and in the way that we've made religion and the Bible so convenient. I'm not saying let's get rid of it, but I'm saying let's go also to the practice of internalizing the word.
The International Orality Network serves as a networking space, a place for those who are interested in engaging with orality, those who are already engaging orality, using oral means to come together, to discuss, to learn more from each other about how we can use these strategies for the sake of God's kingdom. It's a place where there can be resources to help equip orality-based ministries to learn about how we might put some of these into practice in our context, in our communities, in our churches, in our evangelism, in our mission strategy. There are so many different ways that we can use orality in all methodologies, and perhaps we might already be using some of them without putting them under the name or banner of Orality. So the International Orality Network's a place where you can come and engage with others in that space and learn and grow together towards making disciples in God's kingdom.